do you have an email address?
Yeah.
Did you put it with the court?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then, if it's electronically filed, it should be delivered to you electronically.
Okay. Well, first off, this is in regards to a eviction and a foreclosure for non-tax payment. That's the whole thing. Are you aware of any of the Sebastian's dealings in it? Has he talked to you?
A little bit. I mean, I just know that it's generally that type of action. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'd like to let you know that my mother wanted me to tell you that she's an interested third party under injury in the situation. Who is the head attorney for the court?
The head attorney for the court?
Mm-hmm.
Which court?
This court here.
There's no head attorney.
Who's the one that we would necessarily talk to that would oversee or something like that? Or
would oversee me?
Well, the court. Do you have names of any of the attorneys that are running the court down there?
All of the judges are attorneys.
Right.
None of the attorneys...
Or the clerks. Who's the attorneys that run the clerks?
There are no attorneys that run the clerks.
Oh.
There's a presiding judge. And the presiding judge is the administrator of the judges.
And that would be... Okay, I already know him. So. The civil used to be Carlson. So he got... Okay, so he'd kind of be like just presiding judge, civil judge, just period then. Who's
No, I think he's the overall presiding judge. I think they have it split between civil and criminal.
Right, yeah. Patty Perlow.
No.
She's the DA.
She's the DA.
Right.
The Judge Vogt, I believe, is the chief criminal judge.
Yeah, so.
I don't know who the chief civil judge is.
Yeah. Who's in charge of the clerks down there then?
I think the trial court administrator, Ms. Rambo.
Liz Rambo? How do you spell that?
R-A-M-B-O.
And then L-I-Z?
I call her Liz. I don't know if her legal name is Elizabeth, but it's either Liz or Elizabeth, yeah.
Oh, okay, because I sent her an affidavit. That was the name that Sebastian gave me. And then Cindy Morgan would be her designee.
I don't know who that is.
But I was given a judgment by Judge Mustafa against a security agreement and a lien position I hold on that property. They just put locks on. And first off, do you have any identification, proof who you are?
Yes.
Yeah. Can I see it?
No.
Why not?
I'm not going to show you my home address.
Why?
Because it's not necessary. Why do you need my home address?
Well, because it goes in the maxims of law here. Everybody needs to be identified, especially with Trump, the new administration.
Oh yeah, that sounds pretty dangerous. Yeah, pretty dangerous.
We got to
your law off the internet there.
It goes with the bonds. We have to have real signatures for the bonds and the people and all that. But just in case you're not familiar with the maxims of law right here, you might want to.
I see what it says.
You're familiar with them.
I've seen other.
Can you read that for me?
No, I can read it for you. I can read. I've seen similar things. I don't know that I've seen this exactly.
Why wouldn't you want to read it for me?
Because I'm not going to play your silly games. What is the purpose of this meeting? I'm taking a half an
Why-
hour out of my day. I'm not going to read something.
Why are you saying that I'm doing silly games?
Because it's ridiculous to ask somebody to read a paragraph on a piece of paper.
Isn't that what they do in court?
We're not in court.
Everything's a court, isn't it?
Okay, you're weirder than a $3 bill, Chief. Just stick to the topic. We're not in court here. This is a meeting. I'm not even sure why. I agreed to meet with you.
Right.
Okay, so we're meeting, so tell me what the purpose of the meeting is. If the meeting is to sit here and have me read things, I've got better things to do with my time.
So you're refusing to read it then?
Yes, I'm refusing to read.
Okay, that's nothing else that. That's your choice. I'm one of those ones that, likes to stay kind and everything, but we all have our different things like that. So, are you familiar with the identification demands affidavits that I sent to court?
No.
Okay. Now, are you somehow tied to the court, oversee, since you're an attorney, and you said the court doesn't have an attorney besides the civil judge? Are you somehow responsible, since you're the head civil attorney for Lane County?
No. I'm just another lawyer that practices in front of the court. I don't have any authority over the court.
Okay. I'm not here to put you down or anything, but...
No, I'm just saying a fact. I don't have any authority over the court. I'm just like any other litigant. I represent my client, the county, and its employees if someone files an action in circuit court.
Now, the way I look at this is that Sebastian is the attorney for Jeff Turk, who is the property.
He's an employee of the county.
And so you're over Sebastian.
Sebastian is one of my lawyers, yes.
Yeah, so I would think that you're involved. You would have some type of involvement in the whole situation that's going on. Then
You would be mistaken.
what?
Because I don't necessarily know everything. I mean, I assign a matter to my lawyers. That's why I have lawyers.
Right, but you would be the head lawyer.
I am the head. I'm the director, the chief of the Lane County Office of Legal Counsel, and Sebastian is one of my employees. He's a lawyer. Yes.
Right, yeah. So basically, you're responsible for Sebastian.
Yeah, like any other supervisor, yes. But that doesn't mean that I also have complete faith in Sebastian's abilities to execute the responsibilities that I've given to him.
Okay.
So I don't have it. That's why we have multiple lawyers, because there's not enough hours in the day for me to handle everything.
So there are some openings for some questions as to the process that happened against that security agreement, commercial lien. Then, with that statement that you just said,
I don't understand your question.
well, you said that Sebastian could have made a mistake. Is basically
I didn't
what you
say
said.
that. I did not say that. Don't put words in my mouth.
Or you said it in other words.
I did not say
be
anything
romantically.
like that.
Do you remember what it was that you said?
What I said is I don't have any doubt about Sebastian's ability to carry out and execute his responsibilities. I never said he made a mistake. If you think you've got some super secret thing on your tape, go for it. But I never intended to imply that he made a mistake in your case. What I tried to explain to you, because you obviously don't understand how it works, is that cases come in, they get assigned to different people in the office, depending on the nature of the issue. Some people specialize in land use issues. Some people, their primary client, book of business is assessment and taxation. Other people do employment labor relations things. So that's all I meant to say, is that Sebastian is one of my lawyers. This general type of claim or general area of law, it falls into his book of business.
Kind of like his specialty then.
Yeah, I mean, his specialty. It's something that he does, and primarily. But we're the size of office where pretty much everybody has to do everything depending on the workload.
Now, if Sebastian wasn't able to carry out his workload, would you be able to step in and perform his duties?
You mean like if he got sick or something?
Sure. Or he was on leave or something, or you need to take over foreclosure process?
Yeah, we cover different people's things, yes, depending on the business need.
Okay. So it is possible that he could have made a mistake against this security agreement, commercial lien with... I'm just saying it's possible, that's all. All things are possible, right? And that's why we have investigations and all that, and meetings to get to the bottom of things. That's all I'm saying. Not here to slam anybody, but, did you see any of the paperwork, all these affidavits that I've sent to the court? And read my private judge's file in the district court and all that?
No.
I thought it might be interesting for you to see this stuff, you know, and I can write down the private judge's file where I have a lot of the paperwork filed for you, and because you have the PACER system.
What private judges?
It's called miscellaneous file in the district court.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the judge that was assigned the case had some private file.
Yeah, I would be the private judge of that file. So that's the way the Uniform Commercial Code works. But basically, this right here was a affidavit asking basically all those involved, the sheriff, because it's not limited to, all their identifications, their birth certificates, and their bonds, and none of them, they all acquiesced after 3 days, though this is a standing affidavit. I thought you might want to see that because that includes you also. These are attached to further actions, which would be a true bill and then a separate commercial lien on each individual's bonds that are involved. So that's why this is a very important issue.
You might learn to spell counsel correctly.
It doesn't matter. In affidavits, we get to spell words and define them any way we want. So
It sounds like quite a good system.
yeah, it is. It's admiralty law. It's the law that rules over statutes and codes. So I'm very well educated. Been at this since 2008. So I studied under Winston Shrout. Am I familiar with him?
Yeah, I was really stupid. I went to law school. I wasted a lot of money in 3 years of law school.
Yeah, but are you familiar
Gosh,
with
if I
him?
could have got my law degree off the internet and became a supreme
Yeah,
lawyer.
but are you familiar with him?
No.
You're not.
No.
Are you familiar with Solutions in Commerce?
No.
No. You might want to look it up on the YouTube, just to let you know, because it is a superseding law of the whole planet. It's maritime law. There's a private side
It's
to
not
it.
just the United States, huh? You rule the planet. Wow.
Yeah. All counties are the same. I'm just giving you information, you know.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just impressed.
Of the superseding law, so, you know.
Well,
Just letting you know, because you're coming across kind of sarcastic, you know.
yeah, because it's ridiculous to think that you rule the world, but that's okay.
No, I'm not saying I rule the world. I'm saying I'm part of the team that keeps the world in balance, and that's a good thing. We need that, don't we?
What is it that, what's the purpose of this? Because I'm not really interested in learning about your YouTube and that you're ruling the world
Well,
with other people. Just tell me
Well,
what
the
what
purpose is I need my house back.
There's a legal process for that. Apparently you haven't, you've got notices, you had an opportunity to redeem it. I don't know where it all is in the process, but there's a process.
Yeah. But otherwise, there's going to be some true bills go in, and there's going to be some liens going down, and then we're going to report that to the Secretary of State, and they're going to be debtor on my UCC1 financing statement, and that's going to be all of you all that are involved. I mean, is that really that what I want to leave you with that to think about, because we want to schedule another meeting after you think about these things.
We're not scheduling another meeting after this. I've done this as a courtesy. I'm not obligated to meet with you.
That's your option. So I have to exercise all mine too and let you know. So you know what's coming down, because if I don't get any actions, you know, or any ideas that we can come up with to get that house back before any of this happens, you know, I want to give you all the opportunity that we can work together, you know, at a friendly level. I ain't here to rule over anybody. I'm just here to get, you know.
Just pay the money that's owed.
How can we pay money against HGR 192, House Joint Resolution, when they took the backing of silver and gold out from paper money and replaced it with the birth certificates? Are you telling me that you're not familiar with the laws of Congress?
I've heard the wackadoodle silver stuff.
You've
and the
heard
ships
it.
that sail, and
But you never.
You don't have to follow the law because there's fringe on the Oregon flag, and
Right.
there's a
It's not
parallel
that we don't
universe
have to follow
government
the law,
underneath the hill.
but
And
you're allowed to
Yeah.
post opinions and
Yeah.
stuff like that. You've
Right.
just never seen anybody actually work it in this county. That's the thing.
I've
And
seen
I'm gonna
lots
be
of
the
other
first
people.
one.
Yeah, I've seen lots of other people try and work it in other situations. Yes, I've seen it in other counties.
Right. Probably none like me though, because you're dealing
No,
with
you're all
me.
about the same.
You're dealing with me and my mother, and she's very well studied. So that's why I wanted to let you. She wanted me to let you know she's a third party intervener under injury also, so she's going to be fully involved.
Okay.
So, you know. But it might be a good idea to take down my judge's file, my private judge's file, because this is all private maritime law. This is the private side that most of the public attorneys don't know about. They're not really schooled in it. So I want to give you the opportunity, because I am the non-commissioned officer of this whole county. I work beside the whole county. I'm just letting you know. So that means I have the power of arrest and warrant.
It'll come as a big surprise to the sheriff.
Well, I'm going to give him all the information too, because he's all included.
Yeah.
You know, just letting you know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all these affidavits and that lien that I have, it's an arrest warrant. It's an estoppel. They weren't supposed to go against that security agreement because it says they owe me $750 billion if they want to collect.
Mm.
So, you know, and it's connected to
I
a
wouldn't spend it
commercial
till I
lien.
see it if I were you.
Yeah. I'm just letting you know.
Mm.
But I think that the reason why most people aren't taking that thing seriously because it's set at such a high value. But that's just a general. It's just a general, just to let everybody know. And then I'm coming in under with the smaller liens that are going to go against everybody's bonds. And if we don't have some type of something that we can work with to get my house back to me, such as you and Sebastian might want to go on opposing teams and get a void judgment on that eviction. We can set that up. You know, these are just things to think about. And not to mention that, annotated statutes are the ones that overrule all these little statutes, and that's the holdings of the case, which all the Supreme Courts know about. And there has to be, to opposing parties, a witness, and there's one other thing, but you know, I'll look it up again. But there was no witness because Lane County, I could have said there right there in the trial court, I could have asked him, where's Lane County? He didn't show up. I mean, that's one of the, I could have done all kinds of things in that court, but I have to follow my own instincts while I'm in there. And my instincts are taking me through this whole channel to unravel this whole tax thing that's going on. 'Cause I just want to let you know that what's really going on is people in this county, in all counties, is the way it works. They're going to the federal window with our signatures. And the federal window will give certain licensed banker people and attorneys money. But the catch is that they're responsible to pay the taxes on that money when they use our signatures to pull it out of the federal window. And what's been going on is they've been tricking all the people to have to pay the taxes so that they don't have to pay it. So if you're not aware of that, I just wanted to let you know that. So, and that's what I'm on to, the whole thing. And we can alleviate all the investigations and the audits because I have all the affidavits already set up. And you can ask Sebastian, he's got a copy of the affidavits with all the numbers to my private judge's file, so you can at least read some of them. They're not all in there. I'm going to get them all in there eventually, and they're also on Facebook. So I'm here at friendly terms. You know, I don't want to slam anybody, but I do have to do the right thing if, you know, justice, you know, the proper fairness in the security agreement and the lien that I hold is not honored. It does bring down a heavy, a heavy hammer on people when those true bills and those liens go in, attached to people's names, and go attached to their bonds, and their bonds don't cover it. Their property gets taken also. So, you know, and that'll just be wave one. If your property isn't taken, then I'll go wave two until the properties are taken. You know, because I think that's fair. If mine gets taken, then everybody else needs to be taken too. So, but. I would like to give you that private judge's file number so you can at least look at it. So otherwise you'd have to go to Sebastian and get it. And you'll see my security agreement, my commercial lien there, and like I said, some other affidavits. And you know, I got a UCC1 filing with the state, and it's been there for 5 years. It's coming up 2017. They questioned my stuff too, and they said they're going to investigate it, and they said if it's not good, we're going to pull it, and they never pulled it, so it's still there. So I'm not giving you anything that's, you know, fake. It's all legitimate. But I'm a very serious guy, and although I have maybe a funny side, and you know, I'm a comedian too. I'm a musician. I'm a lot of things. But this is basically this little sample right here. I just want to show you what a small little lien looks like and the elements of a lien. You know, we can staple the maximum law on top, but the elements are allegations, or the parties, allegations, proof of allegations, the ledgerings, and the sureties. Here's all the ledgerings. This is all the bad stuff that happened, all the ledgerings and everything like that. And then it gets down to the surety, and that's the bonds of the people. And then just notarize it. And then we send it certified or registered mail. Done deal. And then if it's not paid up, then they go as debtor on the state's UCC1 financing statement. But let me give you that number. MC-599. I got 2 cases in there, so. 02232-AA. And you just use the PACER system. I'm sure you're familiar with it, so.